Hi friends, welcome back to Happy Apple Core Homestead. Today we are going to pickle some peppers and it's super easy. You only need a few ingredients. So we're going to start with about a pound of peppers. Normally I do my jalapenos separately, but this is the last of my harvest, and so I'm just throwing in a couple of extra ones. Then you'll need some honey or sugar, it doesn't matter. The amounts in the recipe will be the same, whichever one you want to use. A little bit of pickling salt, just the clear vinegar, and some water. I'm gonna get these peppers washed, and while I'm doing that, to make sure you go grab yourself a pair of gloves, because once we get to chopping these, if you have a cut on your hand, if you rub your eyes, or sometimes it'll just burn forever. So grab a pair of rubber gloves and we will get these chopped up and canned, and it will be done in no time at all. Okay, gotta get my gloves on and we'll get to cutting these. And you can cut them however you want. You can put them in whole. I'm gonna slice mine because I like to use my peppers on nachos and things like that. Super easy, just cut the lids off, and like I said, I'm gonna do slices. You don't have to take the seeds out. You can if you want to. I don't. And so that's it. I'm gonna go ahead and get the rest of these chopped up, and I'll get back with you with the next step when we will get our brine ready. Okay, I'll see you in a bit. All the peppers are chopped up and ready to go. Now it's time to make the brine, and it's super easy. We'll start with 2 cups of water. 2 cups of water right in, and 2 cups of vinegar. Not quite enough. Actually, it's 3 cups of vinegar. Two cups of water and 3 cups of vinegar. And then we'll need 2 tablespoons of canning salt. And 2 tablespoons of honey or sugar, whichever you prefer or whichever you have on hand. As you can see, I'm slightly eyeballing this. It doesn't have to be exact, just pretty close. Let's head on over to the stove and get this on the heat. Now that we have the brine on the stove, I have mine cranked up to high. It just needs to go to a boil and then it will be ready. And while it's working on that, we'll go ahead and get our jars filled, and you'll want to make sure that your lids and your rings and everything is washed and ready to go. And we'll just fill these up. The headspace for the peppers is 1/4 of an inch. So I'm going to go ahead and put my peppers all the way up to the ring right here. Once this boils and all the jars are full, I will be right back with you. The brine has come to a boil, so it is time to fill the jars. And I have a funnel here and a wet paper towel and a bubble popper and all of my lids and rings that are clean. So let's just jump right into it. think I'm gonna get a bigger spoon though. This one is little. The ladle will help me get a little bit more liquid in at one time. And we're just gonna give it 1/4 of an inch of headspace, so hardly any at all. Oh, you guys, I'm sorry, my dishwasher is pretty noisy in the background. Okay, I hope it's done. Maybe not. Now that the brine is in the jars, we're just going to take the bubble popper, move around the edges like so. Whoops, lost one. And you'll want to double check your liquid volume after you've done the bubble popping, and just make sure that it's at the right amount. When you're happy with that, you'll take your wet paper towel and clean off your rims. Now that the rims are clean, go ahead and put the lids on. And put the rings on. Now let's go load the canner. We're going to place the jars in the canner and then we'll add water. I'm going to add hot water because the contents of my jars are hot. We'll fill the canner with water about 1 to 2 inches above the top of the jars. The next step is to crank up the heat. This is water bath. I know I've got my pressure canner out here, but we're gonna water bath these peppers. It's not necessary to pressure can them in that vinegar brine. Now we wait until it comes to a full rolling boil. We are now at a full rolling boil, and we will go ahead and start our timer for 15 minutes. Our timer has gone off, so I turned the heat off, and now we're going to remove the canner from the heat and take the lid off. And reset the timer for 5 minutes. After the 5 minutes are up, we're just going to take them out of the canner and place them on a towel. If the peppers float to the top like this, it's totally fine. And they're just gonna chill out and sit here until tomorrow, and I'll see you back then. It has been about 24 hours and all of our jars have sealed. And all we have to do now is just a couple quick things, and then they'll be ready to put on the shelf and eat when you're ready. So take the ring off, take a wet towel, and just clean around the edges. I store mine with the rings off, but you do you. And then you're gonna wanna stick a label on it that has the contents and the date, because trust me, unless this is the only thing you can this year, you're gonna forget what's in it. And it's as easy as that. Thank you all so much for watching my video. I hope it was helpful, and I will be seeing you again soon. Bye!